Hi Libra, welcome to your love reading for November 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I already shuffled the decks for you. Let's go ahead and begin. This is for confirmation, but first let's get you 9 cards from this deck. This is the love reading for the sign of Libra for November 2018. The card that you start off with is Strength. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. 2 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. Queen of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. 5 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. 4 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. 3 of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. 7 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. 8 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. Death. What's the most important message that Libra needs to hear about their love life for November 2018? The message that you have, Libra, is the Queen of Cups. So this is someone who is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. This is the second time that I do this reading, and in the reading that I did, this was your first card. So the fact that it's coming up as a main energy, that's significant for you. We'll come back to that to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. And Libra, if you would like to get a private reading with me, you can just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I have created a Facebook account. You have to add me as a friend to see anything on there. I will be posting bonus readings. It might turn into either weekly readings for each sign of the zodiac or earth, air, fire, and water readings. But you have to add me to see anything. If you just kind of watch the page and don't add me, you're not gonna see anything on there, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look to see what you have going on. So you have Strength, 2 of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. So I see that you have a really strong soulmate connection, the 2 of Cups. This tells me that you have a really strong emotional bond with someone right now. You feel really drawn to them. Again, this is a soulmate energy. This could be with someone who is a fire sign, which would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising, of course, because it is the main energy. It could be with someone who is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You may be the fire sign. You may have a moon or rising in a fire sign. I do, see Strength. This is your first card, and I always say the first card's always really significant. The Strength card is telling you to be patient. This is saying don't give in to negativity, don't give in to fear, negative thinking. I get the energy from the 2 of Cups. I mean, this feels almost like the 6 of Wands. This feels like a sense of victory for a soulmate relationship. But I do feel like for some of you, waiting is involved. You've got to be patient. The Strength card does mean that you might be feeling really frustrated. You might be feeling even angry. You might be angry at your soulmate for some reason. You may feel like lashing out. The Strength card is always saying be really patient and try not to go into a negative place, because I do see that you have a really strong soulmate connection with someone. Now, in the second row here, you have the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Coins. So, the 5 of Wands, there could be a lot of misunderstandings with your soulmate. This does mean that there can actually be fighting, disagreements. This is usually kind of petty stuff. It could also be that there's just a lot of differences between you. This may have, made your soulmate, the 4 of Swords, this may have made your soulmate kind of take a step back. The 4 of Swords is usually a retreating energy. Somebody asks for some space. Somebody moves out. Somebody tells you they need time to think. It does mean that they have a lot on their mind. It could be that all the fighting from this energy right here has made someone kind of pull away from you. You do have the 3 of Coins saying you have to work together. We've already established that you have a really strong bond with someone. The 2 of Cups, you have a really strong connection. It may not be perfect, because I see the 5 of Wands, which means either that you're very different or that there is a lot of fighting going on right now. And for some of you, there may even be a separation with the Four of Swords. You've got to work together with the Three of Coins. This means that you've both got to be on the same page if you want to make this relationship work. Also, the Strength card is saying you have to be patient. Don't let yourself be dragged into a negative place. Now, this bottom row is interesting. I mean, look at this. You've got the Seven of Cups here, and then the Eight of Cups with Death. I mean, this feels like huge for some of you. I mean, for some of you, may be really confused about what's going on in your soulmate relationship. That's the Seven of Cups. Confusion, lack of clarity, feeling really emotional. For some of you, not for everyone, you may be ready to move on to a new relationship, or maybe you already have. The Eight of Cups is the goodbye card, choosing to move on, followed by death. I feel like for some of you, you may be looking at leaving a relationship. Not for everyone, but you may be looking, maybe you're watching this video for confirmation. And for some of you where you're confused if, should I still be with this person? I've been getting a lot of that in private readings. Should I stay married to this person? Maybe you've already made your decision, seeing the Seven and the Eight of Cups lined up with each other here. For others, again, the Seven of Cups could just mean that you're not seeing things clearly. Seeing this right here makes me feel that if you've not chosen to leave someone behind, someone may have walked away from you. Of course, I already mentioned this, the Four of Swords. This is someone asking for some space, maybe moving out, kind of distancing themselves from you, lined up with the Eight of Cups, the goodbye card. This may have you really confused, like you may be really blindsided, like why is this person doing this? I don't understand why they're pulling away from me. Again, you do have Death, which shows a major transformation. It is an ending and a new beginning. For many of you, we started with that energy from the Two of Cups. You do have a really strong soulmate connection with someone. For some of you, it could be somebody new and you're choosing to leave another person behind because you just don't want to be in that relationship. But for others, they may just need some space. Because you have that right in the center of the reading, the Four of Swords. Somebody just needs some time to figure things out. They have too much going on in their head. Again, the very first card is telling you that. The Strength card is saying be patient. Be patient with this person. Don't come from a place of anger, because I see that you may be really emotional. You may be really confused with the Seven of Cups. You may not be seeing things clearly after this goodbye or somebody walking away from you. You do have Death, showing that there's going to be huge transformation in this whole situation. So just sit tight. Okay, let me get a few more cards for you. See what comes up. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for November? You've got the Three of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. We've got the Fool. Love reading for the sign of Libra for November. And the Nine of Cups. Okay, so these three cards, you've got a lot of happiness here with the Three of Cups. This is a card of celebration, joy, laughter. I see you getting what you want. Literally right here, you've got the Nine of Cups. A wish is being granted. Maybe your wish to be with a specific person, maybe with a fire sign, maybe with this water sign that is your main energy. Either way, there is a new beginning here with the Fool. The Fool is saying there's just a new beginning available for the sign of Libra. And for some of you, it is, this is a risky new beginning where you just got to trust that this is the right choice for you. There's a new beginning where there's a lot of happiness around it. There is immense joy here. This can even be a card of marriage and children, but you've got to make that choice. This is aligned with your hopes and wishes when it comes to your love life. Again, with the Fool, this is something where it may not be a safe option for you. This could be that you're just kind of looking at the bottom of the reading down here. The new beginning could involve you leaving another relationship. Or it could be that, you're having to wait for somebody that left. Because I do see it lined up here. I don't know if you can see the whole spread here, but everything kind of leads to this soulmate connection from the Two of Cups. A strong bond between you and someone, but this is all lined up with possibly somebody moving away from you, distancing themselves from you, asking for some space, again leading to the Eight of Cups, to a goodbye. But I see happiness here for you. The Nine of Cups, I see you getting exactly what you want or who you want. This is possibly for some of you a new relationship, or you've got to trust in this new beginning. You've got to work together, and you've got to be patient. I mean, that was your first card. Okay, let's see what the confirmation deck wants to add to all this. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for November? Seven of Swords. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra? Sun. Love reading for the sign of Libra. And the Five of Wands. Isn't that strange? The Five of Wands is going right over the Five of Wands from the other deck. So that is a repeating energy for you. What's the most important message that Libra needs to hear about their love life for November? The Moon. Things are not what they seem. Also seeing the Moon and the Seven of Cups. You may be in a really emotional place right now where you may not be seeing things clearly. Perhaps somebody just completely out of the blue left you and broke your heart, and you don't understand why they have moved on. Because I see that here, and then the Moon comes up as the most important message. The Moon does mean lack of clarity, like the Seven of Cups, and the Moon only comes up when there's something that you're not seeing. There's pieces of information that are hidden from you that have yet to be revealed. So pay attention to that. This could be a revelation coming to you from someone. Maybe from this water sign that we have here. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So let's take a look at these three cards. So you've got the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is usually one of my red flag energies. This card can represent deceit or self-deceit. I don't feel like there's any type of deceit going on around you as far as someone pulling one on you, someone cheating on you. You don't have any of that kind of energy anywhere in the spread. For some of you, it could just be that you have to be cautious that you don't kind of make any type of decisions or take actions where you hurt your chances for a relationship. The Seven of Swords can mean that sometimes you could be your own worst enemy. You have the Sun here, which means there is a positive outcome waiting for you. This is the most positive card in the deck. So no matter what, you're looking at right now, whether you're wondering, am I going to find a new relationship? You will, if you don't stand in your own way. If you're wondering, am I going to be able to work things out with my partner? You will, if you can get along and you don't stand in your own way. There's something here with, a lot of fighting. It's either a lot of fighting or a lot of differences with this card repeating itself. And you've got to be careful with the Seven of Swords that you don't allow this to derail your happiness. Again, with the Seven of Swords, it could be that it could be self-deceit. I just don't get that it's deceit. This is a general reading, so it's hard to say. For some of you, maybe you're watching because you already know somebody's cheating on you. I still see a lot of happiness for you. Maybe you need to let that relationship go. But there's strong differences possibly with you and someone. The Five of Wands. The fact that it has repeated itself shows that either there's you and the person that is your soulmate are very, very different, or there's just a lot of issues where you're just not on the same page. Maybe that is why you have, the soulmate energy lined up with the Four of Swords, and then down here with the Eight of Cups. Maybe there has been a goodbye. Somebody has retreated from you because things are just so difficult. There's just maybe a lot of differences between you right now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to focus just on X's using this deck right here. Let me go ahead and shuffle it, focusing on your energy. Show me the energies. What messages are there for Libra about their ex for November 2018? Libra and their ex for November 2018. Libra and their ex, 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 November 2018. Keep in mind that for these ex readings, it can be a relationship that ended days ago, weeks ago, months ago, years ago. It can also be, it doesn't have to be a committed relationship that ended. It could have been somebody that you were dating, somebody you were getting to know and you really cared about them, and you just want to know, is there a chance for us? Okay, so let me go ahead and get some cards for you. What messages are there for the sign of Libra about their ex for November 2018? Nine of Wands. Libra and their ex for November. 10 of Wands. Libra and their ex for November. Ace of Swords. Libra and their ex for November. 7 of Swords. Libra and their ex for November. 6 of Wands. Libra and their ex for November. 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so I see here that one card has repeated itself, which would be this one right here, the 7 of Swords, because this was in the 9-card spread, and here it is. Let me take a look at this. It's kind of interesting that we started off with the 9 and then the 10 of Wands right away, followed by the Ace of Swords. The 9 of Wands is, of course, we're talking about someone that is no longer in your life. You've broken up for whatever reasons. This person is just not involved with you romantically anymore. The 9 of Wands does mean that someone is feeling pretty paranoid and very protective of themselves. This is someone that doesn't share much, doesn't say much. They just kind of keep everything inside, and they just want to protect themselves. The 10 of Wands does mean also there's a lot of kind of heavy energy around your ex. The 10 of Wands, this is either like heavy emotions or just a lot of baggage, where they're just kind of really in a really kind of heavy place. This is draining energy. There could be other things going on in their life that have nothing to do with you or their love life, and maybe they're bringing them down. The 10 of Wands is just heavy, draining energy. Someone that just feels like just giving up. They could have maybe ended the relationship, because it's kind of interesting that we have the 9 and the 10 of Wands followed by the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords does mean there is a new perspective. So it could have been that your ex was just kind of feeling really overburdened about everything going on in their life. The 10 of Wands is that energy where it's just, you say it's just, oh, it's just too much. I give up. It's just too much. And the 9 of Wands is, again, a very fearful place where you're just on edge and you're paranoid and you're living on fear. But if the Ace of Swords is showing me there's a new beginning. It could be that this person is going to very soon kind of start to look at love or your relationship in an entirely different perspective. The Ace of Swords is a new way of thinking. Here, again, it's the same card has repeated itself, the 7 of Swords. There could have been some self-deceit. I mean, this is what I was talking about in the 9-card spread. There could have been, a lot of differences between you, because we did, in the 9-card spread, we saw the 5 of Wands repeat itself. There was also a lot of weird synchronicities there, like the 7 of Cups lined up with the 8 of Cups. A lot of confusion followed by a goodbye. And again, the 7 of Swords with the 5 of Wands repeating itself. I feel like this is all, it's your reading as well, even though this is an ex. Possibly they may have acted in a way where they've really just hurt themselves. The 7 of Swords, like I said, this could be being your own worst enemy. Because maybe they were in a very kind of tired place, with the 9 and 10 of Wands being here, in a really paranoid place. You do have a lot of instability here with the 2 of Pentacles as well. This is things just being very scattered. Maybe your ex was in a very kind of scattered place. Seeing the 9 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. Perhaps they were operating mostly out of fear and kind of, leaving their love life up in the air. I feel like for some of you, they have other things going on in their life, that have nothing to do with you or their love life, that are just kind of bringing them down. And again, they have been acting in a way where they are, kind of being their own worst enemy. Possibly not even, for some of them, maybe not wanting to see certain things. With the 7 of Swords, usually you have the blinders on. And there's certain things like you really, like you don't want to see these things and you don't want people to point them out to you. The good thing is that you have the Six of Wands in the middle of all this, which is a sense of victory. This is any obstacles between you and your ex being removed. I feel like this has to do with your ex. I mean, the Ace of Swords, there's a new perspective. They're looking at you. They're looking at love, an entirely different perspective. And it's different from this. They're no longer being their own worst enemy. For many of you, there can be a renewal in the relationship because they are thinking in an entirely different light with the Ace of Swords. Maybe there is more stability in their life now. Maybe this heavy energy from the Ten of Wands is maybe somehow left their life. Maybe there was a heavy burden, just not a lot of heavy emotions. I feel like in some way like your ex did something to kind of sabotage the relationship. Or maybe they just made a bad decision. Let me get one more card for you. What final message is there for the sign of Libra as far as their ex? The Wheel. So the Wheel does represent movement. So I feel like your relationship will continue. Also a very strange synchronicity here. I turned the deck over and I saw the King of Cups. So this is interesting because the main energy from the 9-card spread was the Queen. So for some of you, you're being really kind of directed here towards a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. The Wheel does represent movement. So for many of you, there will still be movement in your relationship with your ex. You do have a sense of victory here, the Six of Wands. You also have a new perspective, the Ace of Swords. They are no longer looking at your relationship or at love, maybe in that old tired way, the 9 and the 10 of Wands, operating out of fear and a lot of heavy energy. The Wheel means things are finally moving. Also the Wheel, this does represent a change for the better in your relationship. Maybe your relationship was really difficult. Again, the 5 of Wands 2 times. Maybe there were just huge differences. Maybe you met at a really difficult time. Maybe there was a lot of fighting, a lot of misunderstandings. Again, I just see clarity here with the Ace of Swords. They're finally looking at things in a much better way, in a healthier way. And with the Wheel, I feel like there can be a change in your relationship that things are much healthier. Things are changing for the better when you reconnect. Okay, Libra, this has been your love reading for November 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.